Second episode about the war in Ukraine. Puzzle piece number 6. War is a business, a recurring theme throughout history where significant financial gains are made. This reality is underscored in the current Ukrainian conflict. Though underreported in the media, major U.S. oil and energy companies acknowledge that the war has substantially increased their revenue and profits. This surge is attributed to Europe's shift in energy sources from Russia to the United States. Additionally, the war industry flourishes during periods of conflict, given the need for new weaponry and equipment. In times of global peace, the war industry struggles to realize sufficient profits. Puzzle piece number 7. The war has triggered mass displacement, prompting people to flee their homes. Europe and Russia have become hosts to millions of Ukrainian refugees. While not widely communicated, a study conducted by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, in early 2010 foresaw a labor shortage in Europe until 2030. For most European countries, particularly Germany, refugees prove beneficial in both the mid and long term, contributing to a diverse labor force. While there are initial financial implications, over time, as refugees enter the workforce, especially the second generation, they become integral contributors to their respective European nations, ultimately paying taxes. As refugee-related expenses are funded through taxpayer money, there isn't any limited government effort to pre-finance until refugees become taxpayers themselves. Simultaneously, the European population and its nations are experiencing a demographic shift, characterized by a gradual increase in elderly individuals compared to the younger demographic. The retirement pension systems in European countries, structured in a manner where the working-age population financially supports the pensions of the elderly, are approaching a critical juncture. The demographic imbalance is becoming evident as there is a diminishing pool of individuals who can work and contribute taxes to sustain the retirement funds for older generations. This challenge extends to healthcare systems and hospitals, where the demand for services is escalating with an aging population. However, there is a shortage of younger individuals willing and able to work within the healthcare sector. The integration of refugees, both in the middle and long term, presents an opportunity to address the age disparity and bridge the generational gap. Puzzle piece number 8. Politics is often likened to a circus. A couple of years ago, the question arose whether Ukraine should join the European Union and NATO. Joining a country to the European Union and its allies is not a subjective matter. It involves meeting numerous objective criteria set by the European Union. Ukraine was deemed to be far from meeting these requirements, to the extent that its accession to the European Union was not seriously considered. However, as the war continues, the prospect of Ukraine joining the European Union and NATO has re-emerged as a current topic for discussion. It appears that, in times of war, the rules and requirements that the European Union painstakingly developed over several decades become less significant. Furthermore, the qualifications and experience of Ukraine's president in politics are seemingly not crucial to the European Union. The president of Ukraine, once an actor portraying a president on television, lacks a genuine background in politics. It raises questions about the European Union's attention to the political landscape, as a country's president with no political history or education, and dual American citizenship, assumes the role of Ukraine's leader. Puzzle piece number 9. Curiously, negotiations for peace between European countries and Russia are seemingly absent. Reports and intelligence sources allude to a 2022 agreement in Istanbul, where secret negotiations occurred. Allegedly, this agreement was not endorsed by the Ukrainians under American instructions. Reportedly, Johnson told President Volodymyr Zelensky that negotiating with Putin is impossible, and even if Ukraine were willing to sign some agreement with Russia, the West is not. Within 2 months of the visit, Johnson lost the prime ministership and later even his parliamentary mandate in the House of Commons, allegedly due to a scandal related to COVID-19 lockdowns. Last month, he was employed by the Center for European Policy Analysis, CEPA, citing his commitment to Ukraine's victory, a Washington-based think tank financed by the U.S. government, NATO, and Western military contractors. Puzzle piece number 10, Conclusions. This war yields short and mid-term benefits for various nations, potentially serving the U.S. goal of stabilizing the European Union, weakening the world's foremost nation, isolating Russia from European technology, and severing Europe's reliance on cheap Russian energy. However, long-term outcomes remain uncertain. Collaborations between Russia and China have strengthened, rendering sanctions against Russia ineffective in the medium and long term. Europe faces significant challenges, including inflation and immediate energy needs. This situation sheds light on a larger issue in international politics. Countries like the United States, China, Russia, and India present clear leaders responsible for their nations. In contrast, Europe appears fragmented, lacking a unified representative on the international stage. The ongoing war, driven by financial interests, may continue, disregarding the welfare of Ukrainian citizens and the traumatized. Eventually, the winner, whoever that may be, will shape the country's reconstruction according to their preferences. It is crucial to acknowledge that history books are often authored by the victorious. Afterwards. If there are overlooked pieces or aspects, your contributions to the comments section are encouraged. The war's duration may be contingent on financial interests, allowing numerous individuals and corporations to capitalize on the ongoing conflict. The fate of Ukrainian citizens and the handling of trauma appear secondary to political concerns. As the conflict concludes, the eventual reconstruction will reflect the taste and priorities of the victor, reinforcing the truism that history is written by those who emerge triumphant.